I don't even know if I'm in focus. This channel is about stories. Bigfoot stories, Dogman stories, UFO stories, anything strange or unusual that happens to people. That's all this channel is about. Here's what this channel is not about. This channel is not about Bigfoot evidence. It never has been, it never will be. Although the stories, actual claimed to be true encounters, are claimed to be true, and that's good evidence. But as far as pictures, sound recordings, video, all that stuff, I don't do that. I'm not ever going to go down that rabbit hole until this creature is officially discovered and recognized by science, if it ever is. And I'll get into that in a minute. But that's all this channel is about. And here is my goal. My mission on this channel is one thing. When you see a new video of mine pop up, or you see one of my thumbnails in your recommend feed and it's one you haven't seen, I want you to smile and look forward to clicking on the video, because I want everything to be positive. I don't want anything to be negative. I want you to smile and I want you to have a good feeling and look forward to seeing what I'm doing on YouTube. That's my only mission. I'm not trying to prove Bigfoot is real. I'm not trying to disprove Bigfoot. I'm not trying to validate or unvalidate different researchers and evidence. That's not my mission. And so the channel has had really nice growth since Thanksgiving. And I'm so appreciative of that. And I think most of the people that have come on board and started watching my videos are enjoying it, because I just try to entertain you. That's all I want to do. And at the same time, I have more fun doing this than you could ever imagine. I wake up in the morning thinking, okay, I'm gonna knock this project out, do this, get this guy this transmittal off, make these 2 phone calls, and then I can start creating a YouTube video. It's like it's forefront in my mind all the time because it's so fun. And I love what I do. I love what I do for a living, but I really love this. I love writing. I love recording these stories. And I just want you to know that. I want you to know that this should be, and it's created to be, a happy place for people to come. So if you're after evidence and you're after negativity and all the drama and the bullshit that goes on in the Bigfoot world, this is not the place to be. I may lose half my subscribers for saying that, but I just want to be candid with you and straight up and let you know that's not what's going to happen here. I'm not going to do it. Let's talk about the interviews that I've been doing. The whole theory behind the interviews is to interview people, normal people just like me, and have one-on-one interviews about their encounters and their experiences with Bigfoot, because that's all the stories are. And it's the same thing, it's just the story in those people's words and me asking them questions. Same thing. It's all the same thing. But every once in a while, 1 out of 100, if I have the opportunity to interview someone who is a well-known name in the Bigfoot world, then I'm going to interview them. I interviewed Todd Standing the other day, and half the comments, it was like this barrage of horrible comments about the guy. Not many were directed at me. I don't think anybody's, or I don't think most people are mad at me for bringing him on. And there are people that love Todd and there are people that hate Todd for whatever reason. I don't love or hate Todd. I don't know Todd. The few, I had 2 phone calls with him before we did the interview. He was very nice. I even told him, I said, there's a lot of controversy surrounding your publications, your videos and your claims. And I said, how do you feel about me asking you about that? He said, bring it on. I can answer and counter every one of those. And I said, okay, I appreciate you saying that. And since you said that, I'm not going to ask you those questions. I try to keep my channel positive. I try to be cordial and gracious to everyone who submits a story and everyone that I interview. I've got a pack of coyotes and dogs, either dogs or coyotes running around. I think I see them out in that field. Anyway, I've got a little pug running around. I don't want them getting my pug. I don't know, I may have to go after him. But so here's the deal with Todd. I don't condone what he does and I don't condemn what he does. I just talked to him in an interview. That's it. I was telling you exactly what I think about his videos and his documentary, Discovering Bigfoot. I really enjoyed them. I really enjoyed them. And my wife and I watched it again the other night. She had never seen it. Her mouth was hanging open like, what in the world is this? And there is some good footage. I think the facial images that he has, when I first saw him, I was like, that looks kind of crazy. That looks kind of crazy. But who am I to say? And I'm going to get into that in just a second, and then I'm going to end up. I'm sorry, my dog's hacking over here. Betsy, what are you doing? Hey, Chunk. So, all that said, I have people wanting to know my opinion of Todd Standing, and I don't have an opinion. I don't have an opinion of anybody in the Bigfoot world. I have friends in the Bigfoot world that I know, and I have people that I'm acquainted with in the Bigfoot world who I don't really know. Todd's one of those people. I don't know the guy, but he's very nice to me, and he was just a nice guy, and he's a big name in the Bigfoot world. So I'll end this segment of my talk with saying 1 out of 100, I might bring somebody on, maybe not after this, but I might bring somebody in for an interview that I think is interesting. That's the only reason I got him on. I'm not supporting him or not supporting him. I don't believe or disbelieve his evidence. Honestly, I question all evidence that I see, and the only time I ever really see it is when I accidentally come across it, because we'll get into that topic right here. People have asked me, what is my opinion of Bigfoot? What is it? You know, all this stuff. And it's almost like a religion. It's almost, it takes faith to believe something about Bigfoot. And you've got people who believe it's a flesh and blood animal. You have your crowd who believes it's an alien. You have the crowd that believes it's something biblical from the Old Testament times out of the book of Genesis. You have people that put omniscient powers on Bigfoot like it's a god. And so I would tend to think that it's flesh and blood because we have no precedents in nature, and that's where we see Bigfoot in nature, of any other creature in nature having omniscient powers. Okay? But so I tend to lean to the common sense side that it feels like Bigfoot is a flesh and blood animal. But short of that, I don't have any opinion on what Bigfoot is, what it looks like, what it can do. And until we officially discover the creature, and until science, you know, people use that word in a generic way. Science, to me, means when a university that has a huge anthropology department or biology department takes on the task of studying a creature and doing very extensive studies, observations, capturing, taking specimens, blah, 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 all that stuff. That's science to me. University departments, National Geographic, they fund these kind of things. You know, Discovery Channel does, to study these creatures, and that could be the coyote, that could be the elk, that could be the African elephant. They study them, and until we do that with a Bigfoot, Bigfoot is a myth. It's just a myth. Now, do I believe in Bigfoot? I think he's real. I think it's out there. But if you have to look at it from the general population's viewpoint, and from the general population's viewpoint, Bigfoot will always be a myth until a Jane Goodall goes and lives with a pack of Bigfoots. And so until that happens, everything is up in the air. Everything is game. Any theory can be right or wrong. Any image can be right or wrong. And so that's why there are so many, quote, if you tell somebody, you say, oh, you're a Bigfoot expert. Oh, no, I'm not an expert. But they'll act like an expert. They'll say, well, here's what Bigfoot does, blah, blah, blah. And so they'll, in a roundabout way, they become an expert. But I'm not an expert. Nobody's an expert, because we don't, and any theory that pops up is valid. And it's why there are so many people who fight about this. And I'm not one of those people who's going to fight about it, because I'm willing to look at everything. Perfect images of perfect little faces in a documentary like Discovering Bigfoot. And I think, initially you think, oh man, that face is too perfect. But then you think, in an objective way, you think, but what if they discover Bigfoot and they all have faces like that? What are you going to say? Because we don't know. We don't know what it is. So that's my dog's about to knock this tripod over. What are you doing, buddy? He comes and rubs his leg on me like a cat. All right, go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. Chunk, go and lay down. So, last thing I want to talk about, there's a very, very popular channel on YouTube right now called howtohunt.com. And I didn't know about that channel until I had the interview with the Mike in Colorado, and he told me about him. And I had run across this channel, but I had not paid much attention. But after Mike told me about him, I went over and watched a couple of videos, and I'm like, cool, this guy's got a cool channel. And I enjoy watching a couple of his videos. But here's the deal. YouTube creators don't, we normally have jobs. This is not a full-time gig for most of us. And we have jobs, and we don't have time to watch YouTube. If we have spare time, we're working on a video. At least that's what I'm doing. And during the day while I'm working, I'm not listening to YouTube or even Bigfoot stuff. Bigfoot's not my life. It's just not, it doesn't consume my life. And the only time I think about Bigfoot is when I'm reading through your stories. But, so I watched a couple of his videos. I thought, oh, this is cool. It's beautiful backdrop. Man, he lives in one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen, and the dude is living the dream. And here is what is remarkable about howtohunt.com. In the game of YouTube, and YouTube is a game, it's like a sport. It's not a business. It's like a fun sport. It is extremely, extremely difficult to draw a big audience to your content when you're covering two different topics. In other words, I kind of do cryptid stories. We do a few UFO things and things like that. But if I started every other video, I started doing, I don't know, parasailing. Like if I was a parasailer, So I did 2 videos of Bigfoot stories, and I did 2 where I'm hanging on a parasail or whatever. It's hard to make a channel like that go because people follow topics for the most part. HowToHunt.com has been able to take this past week he talked about my channel in a video, and I get all these messages and emails. Hey, he said your channel's a legit place to go for stories and stuff, and I appreciate him doing that. I really do, because you know, I do my best with these, and I try to stay neutral with everything, and I don't have an opinion. We've already talked about that. But so we don't watch YouTube that much, but it was either yesterday or the day before, I went to his channel and watched about 6 of his videos. And to be honest, I really like his hunting videos. He has a very good grasp on conservation, predator control. He's a good hunter. I saw one video where he's bow hunting, and he killed a big old moose, and then there's one he makes a 400 or 500 yard shot across this ravine. I think he said it was his first moose, but I don't know. And then I watched some, and those are spectacular. And then I watched some of his Sasquatch videos, and here's the thing. He's able to take 2 topics, mesh them together, and I'll say Sasquatch and wildlife and hunting, you could connect those a little bit, to some degree, but they are really 2 different topics. You don't see other channels, hunting channels, doing Sasquatch, and Sasquatch channels doing hunting. He's a genius. He's been able to do that, and it's a great achievement. So I really enjoyed his channel, and he has a cause. He is on a mission to help people who've had trouble with Bigfoot encounters, and they have Bigfoot problems. And I think that's an admirable mission and cause. And he says he knows all kind of celebrities and important people, and if he does, and I think he does, David Pilates and Mr. Carpenter, Scott Carpenter. Yeah, those dogs are running around. I may have to cut this short. Come here, Betsy. She smells those coyotes. Might be a pack of dogs. He knows all these people, and he's got great plans, and he's got big plans, and I would never promise some of the things that he's promised, because man, there's no way I could do it. I don't think I could do it. But I admire him, and I appreciate him, and I think he's got a good channel, and he's starting to really he's starting to narrate stories, and I think that's awesome. So go over and check HowToHunt.com out. It's a really good channel, and I appreciate him talking about my channel. And so I don't know, I didn't really know what I was going to say when I started this, and I always go too long. I just go too long, but because I want to make sure I get my point across. So I'll end by saying this. It does not matter to me if you like or dislike my channel. I hope you do. I hope you enjoy the stories, because they're presented in a lighthearted and even and fair way. I don't care if you think I have credibility or not, because I'm not trying to gain credibility. I don't even consider me part of the Bigfoot community, because I'm not part of the Bigfoot community. I don't go on outings. I don't do research. I've been on a couple of outings, but just to meet people. So I'm not I have a life. I'm not that heavy into the Bigfoot thing, but I admire people that are, and I'm happy that they are, but that's just not who I am. I'm a happy positive person, and I don't want to be negative in any way. And so I just wanted you to know that. So if you've made it this far, you're probably really bored. I don't blame you. I'm gonna go try to run this pack of dogs off. And yeah, hope I'm in focus. All right, we'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks.